The tradition of the New Year and Black Eyed Peas, presented by Hidden History DFW Tours. What are black eyed peas? Black eyed peas are actually beans. The peas are rich in potassium, iron, fiber, and protein, but cholesterol free and low in fat and sodium. Where did the black eyed peas originate? Well, they're native to Africa, in this case, in the forests and savannas of West Africa. Black-eyed peas have been around since the Middle Ages. When did black-eyed peas come to the Americas? The peas traveled to the Americas in the holds of slave ships as food for the enslaved. Everywhere African slaves arrived in substantial numbers, cow peas, another name for black-eyed peas, followed. This was written by a historian using one of the several names the peas acquired. Today, the peas are also eaten in Brazil, Central America, and the Caribbean. Now, earlier, before the 1700s, black-eyed peas were observed growing in the Carolina colonies. And as in Africa, the enslaved often planted the peas at the borders of the fields to help keep down weeds and enrich the soil. Cattle grazed on the stems and vines, thus the name cowpeas. The consumption and benefits of black-eyed peas were great. The peas were eaten by enslaved Africans and poor whites. It became one of Carolina's cash crops, exported to the Caribbean colonies before the Revolutionary War. Unlike many other dishes of African inspiration, black-eyed peas made their way from the enslaved cabin to the master's table. As a matter of fact, in a 1824 edition of the Virginia Housewife by Mary Randolph, there is a recipe for field peas, another name for black-eyed peas. What is the significance of the black-eyed peas in the Civil War? Well, the Civil War and afterwards is associated with black-eyed peas being good luck. For the Confederate and Southerners, black-eyed peas were left behind after General William T. Sherman's march of the Union Army to the sea, during which they confiscated the Confederates' food supplies, leaving peas and salt pork behind. Now, it is said that the Union Army believed these two items were animal food unfit for human consumption. Now, when did the tradition begin? There are two legends regarding the beginning of the black-eyed pea tradition. One legend deals with the black-eyed peas as a symbol of emancipation. Some African Americans who had previously been enslaved and were freed on New Year's Day prepared the peas on the eve as a part of their meal as they awaited Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. The second legend has to do with the Union Army. White Southerners considered themselves lucky to be left with some supplies to help them survive the winter after the Union Army marched throughout the Carolinas and Georgia, taking the Confederates' food supplies, leaving behind black-eyed peas and salt pork. Remember, it is said that the soldiers believed these items were for livestock. From these two legends, black-eyed peas evolved into a representation of good luck. From one of the legends, some of the enslaved were free. The other legend, Southern whites were able to survive the winter months following the Civil War. What are the symbolisms of New Year's Day meal dealing with black-eyed peas? Well, the black-eyed peas symbolizes coins. The peas also symbolizes prosperity, brought on by the peas' abilities to swell as they are cooked. Greens and our cabbages that accompany the peas in the meal symbolizes money. And let's not forget cornbread. Cast iron or hot water symbolizes gold bricks. Do you participate in the Black Eyed Peas tradition? What is your fondest Black Eyed Peas New Year Days memory? Share in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. Happy New Year!